Hello, welcome to the second video for your class project. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a stack chart you see for your second required data set, which is going to be right here in the class project and the sample. It's called the concentration ratio. And you could see here, this is a stacked chart, stacked column chart. And we're showing the four largest firms in your industry in terms of market share. Now, in the last video, I showed you how to create a pie chart, and this pie chart shows all of the market share data for your industry. Now, given we have this kind of catch-all category called others, but here all of the firms and their market shares are shown. Here we're just going to show the top four, which is going to represent your concentration ratio. Now, how do you do this? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take over where we left off, and I showed you in the last video how to download your market share data. And this is the market share data that you downloaded from the Passport database. And what we did was, instead of showing all of these smaller firms in the pie chart, as you could see here, up here in the pie chart, we have most of the firms, but we have this one called others. That's what we did here. See this others? This others is simply the sum of all of the data after Microsoft. So you see Microsoft right here? I simply summed up all of this market share data, excuse me, all of it up to here, and it's others. Now in this particular case with a stack chart, I want just the four largest firms right here, four largest, and everything else is going to be grouped in the other category. So watch how I'm going to do this. I'm going to simply go over to here. I'm going to copy the four largest firms right here. Copy. I'm going to paste it right over to here. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger like we did before. Now, I'm just going to call this remaining market. Remaining market. Now you could call this other or others. And this is simply going to be the all of the values. Let me just shrink this a little bit so we can get so we can see everything here. It's still, I'm sorry, let me get rid of this right here. Now that's much better. Now this is simply, I'm going to just sum this up. I'm going to go equals sum, open parentheses, and I'm just going to include all of the data after Ubisoft. So right up to here. I hit enter. And you can see that's 39.3%. So that's all of that's the sum total of all of the market share from here to here. And this is the data I'm going to graph. So I'm going to graph this data right here. This is what I'm going to use to create a stack chart. Now, how do I do that? Well, step one, highlight it just like I did here. Step two is I'm going to go to the insert group right here. And under charts, I'm going to click on this column chart and click on more charts right here, more column charts. And you can see I want the 100% stack column, and I want this particular one right here to the right. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to click OK. And you can see there you are. You got your stack chart. Now I'm going to make some changes to this. Let me move it over so you can see the changes I'm going to make. The first change I want to do is I want to eliminate the horizontal lines here. I'm going to simply click on those lines. Notice how I've highlighted them simply by left clicking on them. And then I'm going to hit the delete key. And there they go. And I only want to show 0% and 100%. So I'm going to click on the vertical axis right here. And then I'm going to right click on it. And that brings up format axis. I'm going to click on that. And you can see where it says axis options, major. I'm going to change that to 1. I'm going to hit enter, and look what happens. I just got 0% and 100%. That's exactly what I want. And the only other change I want to do here is I want to, uh, this other category, I want to change that color. I'm going to change it to a light gray so it makes it look different than everything else. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to click on it once, and you see where it says Format Data Series, you see this little paint can? I'm going to click on that, and under color, I'm going to change that to a light gray right here. And that's exactly what I want. Now, the only thing I want to do now is put the titles here. See, Activision, Electronic Arts, Nintendo. I want to put that in my stack chart. And the way I do that is I'm going to click on it, the top one, and I'm going to go to the Design tab. See where it says Design right here? I'm going to click on Design, and over to the left where it says Add Chart Elements, I'm going to click on that, and you see where it says Data Labels? Click on that, and then go to More Data Labels. And you can see over here, I want to click on Label Options right here. And I want Series Name. I'm going to uncheck Value. And there we got the series name. And for the next category, I'm going to click on where it says Ubisoft right here, right? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to Design, Add Chart Element, Chart Labels, Data Labels. I'm going to go to More Data Label Options, and I'm going to click on this Label Options icon. I'm going to click on Series Name and uncheck Values. Same thing here. I'm going to click on now Nintendo's area. I'm going to click on Design, Add Chart Elements. I'm going to go to Data Labels, go to More Data Options, click on the Label Options icon, check Series Name and uncheck Value. Then I'm going to go to Electronic Arts, Design menu, tab, Add Chart Elements, Chart Labels, More Data Label Options. Click on the Options, Label Options icon, check Series Name, and uncheck Values. Finally, we're going to go to Activision area, click on the Design tab, go over to the far left, add chart element, go to Data Labels, go to More Data Label Options, then click on the Label Options icon, check Series Name, uncheck Value, and there you go. You've got all of your um, names inside of your stack chart. Now, sometimes I kind of like it a little bit more narrow. If you want to narrow this, all you've got to do is click on one of the items, and you see where it says series options, see where it says gap width. I could change this a little bit and make it a little bit more narrow. And that's exactly what we want. Now we don't need the legend here, so I'm going to click on it and then hit delete. We don't need chart title, so I'm going to click on that and hit delete. Now this 2014 we really don't need, but we could eliminate that by simply deleting it over here by hitting delete. Oops, it goes away. So there we have it. That's exactly what we want. Now, in the version you see here, notice how I made the text white over here. You could fool with that. You could click on this and go to the Home tab and see where it says this is white here. I could change that white, and I could make um, under Format, I could go to Shadow, and you could do that sort of thing, but I'll leave that up to you and how you want to format that. But this is the chart we want. Now all we've got to do now is click on the chart, copy, Control C, and then I can go to uh, the template that I've given you, and we could go straight to where we want to place it under concentration ratio right here. You can see it's right here, and I'm just going to Control V, paste, and then I'm going to just resize it. Oh, let me just hit undo there. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to, you see where it says actually I got to right click on it again, hold on. Right click on it, and let me try that again. I'm going to go back to here, copy, and then I'm going to paste, and then I'm just going to simply, oops, resize it. Oh, I know what the problem is. The problem is I clicked inside this box when I pasted it. Don't do that. If you click outside of that box, see, notice how my active cursor is right here, not inside of the box. Now watch what happens when I paste, Control V. That's exactly what I want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it, and you see where it says wrap text? I'm going to click on in front of text, and I can move it anywhere I want now. And I'm going to move it right over to here, and then I'm going to simply resize it the way I want. So you can see that roughly right about like this. And there you go. Just move it a little bit more like this, make it a little bit bigger. So you cover all that. And that's exactly what we want. Now this is nice because the concentration ratio is the percentage of the market share of the 4 largest firms in your industry. If that number is 70% or greater, it's considered to be oligopolistic. And you could see right here, we're roughly about 60%. So this puts it near the oligopoly range in terms of your market structure. And this is visually looks very nice. You got the 4 largest firms, you've got this remaining market, which is all of the other market shares, and this is, I think, is a very effective graphic. And this is the type of graphic I want you to create for your 4 largest firms in terms of market share. Again, if you have any questions on how to create this in Excel, you just let me know.